Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into Narnia series on the OverTheWire, which is designed to sharpen and improve your cybersecurity skills. To be more specific, some kinds of exploitation, including buffer overflow. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's jump in and start hacking away through Narnia series. The level I'm going to do will be level 1. To be honest, I've already spent a lot of time and efforts to get this level down. I don't know why, maybe several years ago, this level is not so difficult, and you can find many walkthroughs on this level. But I think the difficulty is caused by different environment of the OverTheWire, or to be more specific, Narnia. And very importantly, in this video, I'd like to introduce one of important modules in Python, which is called Pwntools. You know this one? Pwntools. We can use these third-party modules to do many things. For example, generate shellcode rather than using existing or available shellcode from others. And also, I like to tell you, when I did this level the first time, or today, or before this video, I tried many existing shellcode, but none of them can work. Okay, now I don't know why. And also, these two can launch remote exploitation, can connect to the target through, for example, like SSH. You can send a command to the target. You can send a payload and receive the output, something like that. Okay, very, very powerful too. But in this video, we just make use of one scenario or one of functions provided by this third-party module, which is to create or generate shellcode. Okay, so without any further ado, let's just get started. We can head over to Kali Linux. First of all, we need to SSH to the target. Let me do it now. And we can press enter to proceed. And it's asking us to provide the password of current user. No problem. We can copy it and paste in here. Hit enter. Now we are in the target machine. And we can press keys Control, Shift, and L at the same time to clear the screen. Then we can get a big space on the window, so you can see what's going on exactly. I think you will like this better, right? So without any hesitation, we can navigate into working directory of this series, Narnia series. CD, command, Narnia. And we can run ls with options of A, L, H altogether. Because we are dealing with the level 1, so this is our focus, or this is the file we want to exploit. And also, as the previous level, this file has SUID bit. It means that when the current user Narnia 1 executes this file, will temporarily get the privilege of its owner, and its owner is Narnia 2. Okay? If you want, you can check its file type by file command, Narnia 1. And this is the 32 Linux executable. And below this binary, we can see there is corresponding C source code. So let me clear the screen again. We can cut out this code C, and so this part is what we want to look at. Not so complicated. The code itself, I mean. So the first line is to import or include the standard library, standard input and output. So then we can, we can use, or this program can use the function like a printf, okay? And here, this block is to define the function of a main. As I mentioned in the first video in this series, C program always contains the main function, or this should be the entry to the program, although you can define or declare other functions, but this would be the entry to the program. And in this block, the first line is to declare pointer to the function. This is a function, but right now the actual code hasn't been defined, okay? And next, have if statement, and this function will tries to get the environment variable egg. But of course, right now, I don't think there is egg environment variable on the target machine. If you want to check, you can use env command, and this will, of course, will give us a lot of or various environment variables, and you can use the grep command to filter out the information which is related to egg, but nothing returned again. So this means right now no egg environment variable has been defined or has been declared yet. And if not, and we'll get its value and we'll run this function, and not run. This just like in Python, get the value of the key, the dictionary. So the egg would be key, and this function will get its value, and its value will be set to the ret, function pointer, and then the next line will actually execute this function, okay? So I think if we can put something in the egg environment variable, and this information would be executed, right? So I think this should be primarily principle behind the exploitation what we are going to take. So before we try to exploit, we can run it. Okay, so now, as I mentioned right now, or at this point on the target machine, there is not the environment variable egg. So here, so this will meet, this evaluation will return true, and then we print out this message. So we need to manipulate the environment variable, okay? And some, if you reference to some guys walkthrough, they will say you can use shellcode, for example, like from the exploit database or some other shellcode. For example, we can copy. And we can use notebook. Okay, so here, now we can declare or define the egg variable. Now, we want to we want to put this shellcode in this variable. So we can use, for example, we can use echo print, but not print, the Python, we can use Python 3, because Python 2 is not available on this target machine, on this machine, Narnia series. Okay, and we can use, if you reference to other guys' walkthrough, they will say they can use print, right? We can use print, and we can use the bytes, and we can put shellcode. Oh, not here, sorry about this. We can copy. And what I'm doing, we can put between double quotes, okay? And also, we need to put parentheses at the end. So now if you run Narnia 1, it looks like it's working. However, we get an error, segmentation fault. You may be wondering, how about we use another way to to print, not this function. We can use sys, just as in the first level. In this series, we can use another way. So we can use the import sys. So sys stand out. Oh, sorry. I give double dots. Stand out buffer.write. Press enter. Now let's run this manually again. But it didn't work either. Although we didn't get the error segmentation fault, but we didn't make a successful lateral movement as we expected. We are still the same user, Narnia 1. Okay, so now we can exit. Okay, so actually we need to create our own shellcode by Pwntools. You know, the Pwntools. Okay, so let's bring up. I'd like to start from scratch. We can. I have been in the virtual environment of Python, and in this virtual environment, I have already install the Pwnt module, third-party module. Okay, so now we can launch interactive Python, and first of all, we need to import a Pwnt, and I want to import all of them, and we need to use ASM and parentheses, and so shell craft. And because we are dealing with 32-bit executable, okay? So, and Linux and cat, okay? Of course, if you use the tab, if you use the tab, this can support many different methods, like open, like accept, even more. But here I'd like to run command cat, because I want to retrieve the password, the password for the next level. Okay, so under attack and Narnia pass and Narnia 2. Press enter. And we do not need to convert this byte to string. We just directly use this binary data. Okay, so now let's go back. I'd like to redeclare environment variable egg. And so maybe I can grab the previous command we just replace the payload or shellcode, okay? Because this payload or this shellcode cannot work as we expected. So now we can copy and we can put between double quotes. Okay, so I think that's it. Now, if we run this binary again, you can get the password for the next level. Fantastic, okay? Although, just now, we create shellcode locally on the Linux. And if you check the Python, the installed modules on the target machine, you can know that POM is available or has been installed on the target machine. So we can, for example, here we can replace this shellcode by, we can put this piece of code to, between the parentheses. I think both ways can work. Okay, so again, I'd like to tell you I've spent a lot of time and efforts. If you want to get this level down as well, I think it's important to follow my video and my steps. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a good day.